Hello, good evening, good night, good morning, wherever, whenever you are. We are going to get right into this video. So I'm talking about the Hanged Man in Tarot. This is the card that we're dealing with, the Hanged Man. In this card, we see a sun behind a man who is hanging upside down from a tree. And then I can flip it. All right. So getting right into it, the Hanged Man. In this card, we're dealing with the archetype of Neptune and Pisces. So when this card represents itself in a reading, we are dealing with the unconscious mind. We're dealing with the unseen realm, things that are not readily available to our conscious mind. We're dealing with things that are hidden, or honestly things that aren't seen clearly. When we have Neptune, Pisces energy in a reading, we're dealing with mystery, confusion, illusion. There could be some deception at play. And it's time for us to be investigative because of this. It's time for us to do some introspection, to do some reflection, and to call on our spiritual faculties in order to understand where the universe is trying to guide us and shift us and move us towards. So understanding that we're dealing with the unconscious mind here, I want to point out that your dreams and your intuitive nudges can be very important at this time. You want to pay attention to the symbols that you get from the universe when you're out in nature, when you're paying attention to all the different angel numbers on all the clocks or times that you see. You want to be very aware of the messages that the universe is delivering to you at this time when you pull the Hanged Man card. There's so many different places I can take it. So going right into it, you really want to stop fighting your intuitive nudges. Again, like I said, your intuitive nudges can be telling you that it's time to be still. When we look at the Hanged Man card, a lot of his descriptions talk about him being suspended in midair. So this can represent being in limbo. This can represent a period of inactivity where the universe is asking you to just stay still, to rest, to kind of move with the flow. Pisces is a water sign, so we're dealing with the water element here with the Hanged Man card. It's important that you start to surrender, make a sacrifice. You want to act as if life is a lazy river and you're just flowing along with the current wherever it takes you. There can be a lot of resistance at this time, and it's important that if you really want to move forward, that you listen to your heart. You bring your mind down into the heart, and you really start to pay attention here in order to guide yourself forward and know which way to go next. When we talk about the Hangman, again, looking at this card, we're seeing different angles and perspectives. So when we look at the word angles, we understand that it is an anagram for angels. And again, there's that theme of paying attention to divine messages that you receive at this time. The Hanged Man card is typically, when you first see this card, I know me and my mind and the way that I pull symbols together or put them together, when I see this card straight off the bat, it's telling me to change my perspective. You want to flip the script. Do the opposite of what you think is the best way for you to get results. He did a complete 180, and he was able to find peace in stillness, in this period of inactivity, in being in limbo, in hanging upside down and not knowing which way to go. He was able to find peace there. And the sun in the background definitely points to and depict that, though this time may be confusing, though you may not know which way to go, with the sun there, it always puts a positive spin on the reading. Surrender is a form of acceptance. Again, stop fighting your intuitive nudges. Find peace and surrendering to a new perspective. It's time to change the way that you've been thinking, feeling, and taking action. Pause for a moment. Notice what's been going on in your life. Notice what's been going on in the past, and start to see how you can flip the script in order to move forward. So that's the Hanged Man card. Very simple, brief. We didn't get too esoteric with this one, but maybe I'll do a part 2. All right? Peace.